Well, I was gonna ask you about this. You guys played Kai last night, obviously played Dallas last night, and he's one. It feels like Trey and I have talked about this, but he's one that even for the best NBA guards, it feels like sometimes he'll do stuff, and you're like, "What the fuck am I supposed to do with that?" And
Yeah.
it feels like he has a couple of those every night. Um, this is not new for you playing him at this point, but is there something with a guy like that with a handle like that where your approach is different?
Yeah, I think the approach is different for everyone you play. And you play a guy like Kyrie, one of the best ball handlers of all time. He makes tough shots, and the thing with playing against Kyrie is like you're gonna have to make him make tough shots. Like you're not going to be able to block his shot much. You're not going to be able to stop him. But it's just about making him take tough shots. And if he makes it, you say tip your hat, say do it again, and play better defense. But I mean, everyone in the NBA is different in how you guard them. That's why you got to scout. That's why every game plan is different. But you can play good defense for 3 quarters, and then they could have one big quarter. They go off, get hot, and they get sitting there with 30, 35 point game. Like that's just how these superstars work. Like it's how it is. It's just I think you can have plays that are going to get there 30, but like 30 looks different for some people. Like you can make Giannis 30 hard, or you can have an easy 30. Like it's really different. And I don't think the stat sheet always reflects like the defense. Like sometimes you can hold someone to 20, but they could have 15 assists. Like they had a really good game, and it's different for everyone. So that's what the scouts for. That's why we come in with the approach on how we're going to guard everyone on a different night.
I saw this thing you were saying. I think it was last night. It was one of the post games. You were talking about defending jump passes, and it was just being like just deflect at all costs, basically like just try to deflect, just deflect the pass at all costs. Have you changed anything specifically with like how you will like approach possessions? Because I mean, I'm sort of asking this for like the people watching at home who are not NBA players, but they
Mm,
want to lock up. Like, what do
yeah.
you say? Because your stats, I'm not even going to go through them, but the stats are crazy right now. And it's sort of why there's been, sort of so much, attention for the first month of the year. And so is there anything like specific when you like approach a defensive possession that you would just like give advice to?
Yeah, I think it starts with who you're guiding, knowing the scout, knowing what they like to do, knowing their tendencies. And I like to think I can take the ball off anyone whenever I want, but it's whether I take it off and I got 6 fouls in the first half, or I play smart and pick and choose when I want to go and attack the ball. And because I'm guarding the best guard every night. That like every guard nowadays they want to get to the free throw line. They're trying to figure out ways to get to the foul line. So it's about playing smart, and knowing when to reach, and knowing when to where to put your hands in and stuff. And I feel like a lot of my steals this year have come from big guys and coming off handoffs, and people turning their head and coming from behind and poking it loose and stuff. But I like to think a lot of guards that like to throw the bounce pass and stuff. Just having a hand low, having it in the way, or reading their eyes. Knowing when they're about to pass it and getting deflections and stuff like that. And I think everyone can do like everyone can play defense and everyone can get deflections and stuff. It's more just about having active hands, knowing when they're going to pass and when they're going to shoot. And you can be a really good defender and get steals and stuff, or you can just be a guy that gambles on everything, but you're a guy getting easy buckets. So like I said, it's hard to explain, but like the scout is so important. Like I play a guy like Jalen Brunson, like he's trying to shot fake, get you up, get to the line, like similar to SGA. Whereas you play a guy like Kate Cunningham, he's trying to like bully you, go through you. You got to keep him out of the paint. Like everyone's different. And it's about knowing to scout, knowing when I can attack the ball. And I like to attack the ball when people's heads are turned, and I'm coming from behind. I think that's where I get most of my steals and deflections from.
How much of that would take a guy like Jalen, for example? How much of this is also just learned experience and being like, you're talking about your first 2 years, you adapting and you getting that comfort level of being like now, besides obviously the rookies or guys that have been hurt, most of the best players in the league, it's not new for you anymore. So you are coming in, you're being like, even someone like Book who might have, done well against you, you're not really going to be surprised by anything you're seeing.
Exactly. And I'd like to think I've played against every NBA player now, that every superstar. And um, you know, like I said, like it's all about tendencies. And Um, yeah, I think like the game slows down. Like it slows down for you on offense, it slows down for you on defense. And the more you the more you play, the more you get accustomed to, getting a feel for the game and a feel for players and stuff. And, I like to think that the game's just slowed down so much for me this year that I've been able to, have a bigger impact on both ends of the floor. And um, like I said, coming in playing it against a guy like Jalen Brunson, I know what he's going to try to do. I know he's going to try to get to the free throw line. I know he's trying to get to his mid-range pull-up. So it's about, whether at the point of the screen, like basketball is simple. Like there's screening actions, and like from there, like it's either down screen or it's on ball. It's either or back screen, and it's so simple that like it's just what does your player like to do? Like a guy like Jalen Brunson, I'll probably go under more on him because he want to get to the mid range more, pull up and stuff like that. Whereas playing against the Warriors, like they play different to everyone. Like chasing Steph around, like I can't go for my steals that I usually go for. I can't gamble on that because if I do, I'm going to get burnt. Like they're so different to everyone. Where it's just like, I mean, I really hone in on what a player likes to do. I watch so much basketball. Like when I'm at home, like I just turn the TV on and put replays of games on and stuff like that, and just like a player's tendencies, which way they like to go. Basketball's about rhythm. Knowing what dribble they like to attack off. A guy like Dennis Schroeder, he has his move where he turns his head and he quickly goes baseline. So it's just about knowing your player and really in tune with, locking in what they're going to do at that point in time.
Has Steph gotten you yet? Has he had it? Has he had a moment against you?
Steph, like I'm pretty good at getting through screens with Steph, but like Warriors, they run plays to where like Steph gets easy layups, like where I'm on his high side and like they'll just back cut him and get an easy layup.
Oh yeah, they put that one on film for an edit for the Warriors this year, so I do remember that one.
They do like things to counter like how he's getting defended, and their team's so good at playing. Their team's so good at playing off Steph and like putting Steph in the corner because they know that the low man's not going to be there to help, and having a pick and roll on the other side where they can just feed it to Jackson Davis in there and for a lob or something like that. That like I think Steve Kerr's a really good coach in that sense and what he does. So. I wouldn't say he's really gone off on me, but like he gets me on these like little things that you just don't expect. Like little like he'd be looking this way and Draymond will just throw, he quickly turn, he's at the rim, like the stuff that other teams don't do.